Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be doing an album review of a highly anticipated album I've been wanting to listen to because she is in fact one of my favorite vocalists, and this is Mary Lambert's album Heart on My Sleeve, and it's her debut album. She came out with, I believe, 2 EPs before, if I'm not mistaken, and she's huge for doing the guest vocals on the song Same Love and about equality on like Macklemore's song. So, and then she came out with a big single called She Keeps Me Warm, and she's always actually been an inspiration for me. She's the only gay Christian that I know of that's like a celebrity, and she's like not afraid to talk about like both things. So I've always loved her voice and everything, and this album is released today, October 14th. And I will jump into the first track, which is Secrets, which is also the first single off of this album. This song, you can tell she's having a lot of fun with what she's doing here. She shows that she's not giving a fuck, and she's not taking herself too seriously in this song, but she's also like doing it in a way where she's kind of comfortable with herself. Not so much comfortable, I guess, with her flaws, but like, you know, she's not afraid, I guess, to talk about them, as a lot of people are. And I think musically this is a really fun song too. It's got some like thumping, bouncing piano and some joyful horns in it that like really make this song just fun. I loved it when it first came out. When it was playing on the radio, I was so happy, and this is just a really good song, and it was something I didn't expect Mary Lambert to do, was make a song kind of this upbeat and happy, because a lot of her stuff is not necessarily sad, but it's not like this kind of tempo, so I really enjoyed that. The next track off this album is called So Far Away. It has echoey beats to it with very simplistic guitar, and it's pretty overall a well-written song here. The chorus doesn't really feel that great to me, and it kind of just doesn't really get you going into this song at all though. But her voice on this sounds amazing. Ribcage is a song that features Angel Hayes and Kay Flay. Kay Flay being a female rapper that must be very new because I haven't heard of either one of these artists. It's got this space atmosphere beat thing, and Angel Hayes kind of reminds me of Lorde in a way. And I wasn't really too fond of this song because I thought it was just kind of jumbled up. They threw like the guest vocals, I think, in weird spots. I don't even think the lyrics for this song are that interesting either, and I feel like this style music, Mary Lambert's voice doesn't fit into that well, so it just felt like a very awkward song to me. Dear One is the next track, this being very slow, drastic piano. Mary gets right into speaking poetry, which, if you don't know, she writes poetry. She has a poetry book. I actually have it, although I don't know the name of it, which is kind of sad, but I do have it and it's signed. She gets very passionate on this track, and you can really feel the emotion by the way she's talking. There's a brazenness to her self-exposure here. When You Sleep is a song I actually really liked. It showcases her capability of how far she can go with her singing really well. She does some nice falsettos on here with piano again, and it's just enough to tug at my heartstrings. And there's something really dramatic about this song that just makes it something special. I think it's probably in the chorus, but overall it's a really good song. Chasing the Moon is probably one of my favorites on this album because it's just so different from everything else. It's like pop indie influence, and it has almost this magnetic feel to it. And this could possibly be maybe another single off of the album. I think it's so good. It has an even tempo and a very like singable chorus to it, so it kind of helps people get really right into the song. Jessie's Girl is a cover she did by Rick Springfield, and I really like her take on this. It talks, it's almost like she's not afraid to put her sexuality out there because she didn't change the pronouns or anything of this, and like everybody knows her as a lesbian, so it's kind of a nice take on it. It has a nice serene piano ballad feel, and she does a really wonderful job, like I said, kind of looking at this song in a different view, especially with the delicate falsettos that are found here on this song. Monochromatic takes you inside Mary's head and heart, which I really like, talking about like not afraid to put yourself out there. and she's really talking about her feelings, and these are probably some of the most honest lyrics I've ever heard from her. It's definitely one of the best songs lyrically, and with the simple drum beats and the hints of xylophone, it adds a very nice touch to this lyrically heavy song. My Sleeve is the next track. This is obviously the self-titled track, and I was a little disappointed here. It's kind of that type of song that I think she wanted everybody to hear. With the way the melody is in this song, it kind of feels like something I've heard before. The good thing about it is you hear more guitar here, even though it's not necessarily a very interesting track musically. I did enjoy the catchiness of the whole entire song, and there's something about it that does get stuck in your head, but I feel like it's not enough for me to really love this song. Wounded Animal is an interesting track. She's kind of comparing somebody's heart to a wounded animal. It sounds weird, but it's actually very interesting, and that's what I liked what she did here on this song. She's talking about heartbreak, and she gets very serious. Overall, it's okay, but I feel like it's kind of repetitive, especially towards the end when she kind of keeps saying, "I'm sorry." I understand she's showing her emotion here on this song, but I feel like it didn't need to be that repetitive. Last track on this album is Some of Our Parts, and it's definitely one of my favorite songs. Again, it has like that atmosphere sound to it, but it has this nice musical feel at the same time. And lyrically, again, this is another one of my favorite songs by her. It's very introspective, and it makes you think a lot about yourself and about other people. And I really enjoy that this was the closer for the album. Overall, I had a very difficult time giving this album a rating. It has a lot of exposure on it, which is what I like. The songwriting definitely got me on here. I think Mary Lambert is a fabulous songwriter, and she's just an amazing singer, and like I said, I love how she's not afraid to talk about the good and the bad in herself, and she does that a lot on this album. She relates to so many different subjects that it just makes this album pretty interesting. I definitely thought though that the second half of the album was better than the first, aside from the song Secrets that really stuck out to me. However, the musical side of this album I feel like doesn't fit a lot of her singing. She does a lot of like piano tracks on here, which I like, and her voice sounds good with them, but I feel like it would be even better if she had like some jazz stuff, like a jazz kind of style band to back her up, and not so much of these weird echo beats that she keeps using in this album. So that was probably the only thing that really disappointed me, but I think the songwriting and her voice was very spot on this album, and I think she's gonna go nowhere but up, but I hope the musical side of things with like the instruments and everything will get better, and I hope they'll showcase her voice even more. It was really hard, like I said, to give this album a rating, but I'm gonna have to give it a 7.8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought of the album down below. Like this video if you want to see more, subscribe as well. My social media stuff is all down there, as well as my 2 other YouTube channels. And stay brutal, guys, and stay tuned for more reviews. See ya later.